Hi YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is just going to be a little planner chat and showing you all so far my progress or productivity in my planner. I first want to say I was just watching, it's still on, but I was just watching The Lion King, and this is my first time seeing like the updated version, and it's okay, I guess. I don't know. I love the movie. It's my all-time favorite. But I don't know. It's still my favorite. But also, before I get into this, I want to quickly share as a means of spreading awareness on all levels. So as you all know, I am a mental health advocate. I work in mental health. I live it, I breathe it, and I always try to share. But I also work at a domestic violence shelter, and that is also something that is near and dear to my heart. While that is not my full-time job, I do still work in it, and it's still close to my heart. You all have probably seen, depending on where you're located at in the world, a woman in Chicago that was pregnant, 8 months pregnant, and had an 11-year-old son who got killed within a domestic dispute. And I haven't heard any updates on her besides she was still in the hospital. As far as like the news that I've been watching, I haven't heard them really do any updates for her. It's a horrific thing that happened, and I want to do awareness for one, simply because it's domestic violence, and I feel like it's normalized in a lot of areas of life, and because it's a struggle for the person to leave the abuser, sometimes family members and friends may take the stance of, okay, well, if you're not going to leave, don't talk to me, or if you're not going to leave, don't call me when he or she beats you up. I can't have this in my life. It's too much for me. And I get it. While I know that it is definitely something that is traumatic on all ends and for all parties, it's still a level of support. It's a lack of support that is lack of resources and support in general. I know for Illinois for a fact it is, but it's also like having that lack on that level, like on the state level, is bad enough, but to have the lack of support within family and friends and community is even more. Definitely go check that story out. I won't spend a whole video doing it. It's still on my heart. It's still bothering me heavily. It is heavy on my heart because the system failed her. She did everything of what she was supposed to do. She did what a lot of people struggle to do, and that is follow through on an order of protection or even try to get an order of protection. I won't go in it now. I think on a separate video that I'm just planning, like maybe my next weekly planning for this upcoming week, which will post tomorrow. I'll give a little bit of background in terms of like order of protections, restraining orders, petitions, things like that, just in a whole mental health realm. But she did what she was supposed to do, and the system failed her. And it's unfortunate because when the system fails, the people that surround us in our community, it can be difficult for them to step up on any level. Sometimes even if it's just calling the police if you see something, because no one wants to get involved. And one of the young ladies that was shown on a video clip, like she said, she heard it, but it was hard for her to, like support, because it's that level of fear and not wanting to interfere in somebody's business. And it's heavy. My main thing is for anyone else that's struggling with domestic violence, if they saw that, it would make it like they don't want to call even more now. They don't want to reach out for support even more now because they've seen how the system has failed somebody that was trying. And hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully, if you are struggling with it, it's places that you can go to talk about your apprehensions and fears and just how to do it in a safe way. Hopefully you have that person that you can reach out with that can be that support to assist you in the process. So, you know, I mean, I just hope that it doesn't deter anyone for reaching out to support. So with that being said, let's get into this video. That was just so heavy on my heart. It's been that way since I heard about the story, and it's, you know, obviously Chicago is where I live. It's just I wish it was more resources. I wish it was more people that took it seriously. I wish it was just more that could be done. But always remember, just by spreading awareness, a lot is done already. So let's get into this. So I'll show this a little bit later. No, I didn't buy this planner. I got this from Christmas. This was a gift from Christmas, and I didn't really know what to do with it because I don't really use traditional planners like this anymore. So I'll show that later of how I'm using it. But just like a quick update on what's been going on in my planners. So did a little check off from my work. I haven't missed any days where I'm supposed to work. I've checked off and done. You know, I will go back to work tomorrow, which is the 17th. As far as this, and this is my calendar for not so much habits, but whatever challenges or things that I'm working on. And challenges is something that I feel like is working better for me than, I think it'll work better than just me at the beginning of the month saying I'm going to do one thing. I think this works better. So what I did on this, at first I didn't have anything written on here because I've been struggling with trying to follow through with what I said I was for whatever that month. So on the right side, I was going to put goals down for that month, but I just decided to put a list of things for the coming months and weeks that I want to focus on. So like my plan now, instead of that one goal for the month, like say I want to exercise 3 to 4 days out the week for the month, typically that's what I was doing or aspiring to do. Now I want to change it up each week and kind of go back and forth between maybe food challenges as well as movement. So like on the side, I put things that I want to focus on each week, like walking 1 week, jumping rope 1 week. That is hard, by the way, and I have not done it in so long. But strength training, hula hooping, sleep, fruits and veggies, water, and like dance, aerobics. And I think that's going to be better, and it's going to allow me to have a little fun with it, which would not only challenge myself, but like I said, overall, just have fun with it. So what I've done for the next 2 weeks coming up, and I may change the sleep one because, you know what? No, I won't. Because look at me shying away from sleep because I struggle with sleep. I struggle. And the hours that I work, it's even more of a struggle with the hours that I work and what I get up, how I get up in the morning, the time that I get up to get my kids ready. So for next week, sleep will be something that I'm focusing on. And then the last week in March will be steps, like getting my steps in. And so I think I will try to do like a separate video just to show you all, whether it's a vlog type or just a sit down like this where I'm kind of going over what did I do that week for whatever I was focusing on. So hopefully that's helpful to you all. It might be something that you may want to try if you struggle with like reaching goals for the month in terms of like health or anything like that. So I thought that was real cool. As you can see, I only did one workout that full first week and one within this week, which is terrible. This is just goals. So far, I only did walk and knock this out. So far, I think I'm going to make it with the book, too. I haven't finished the book, but I think I'm going to make it with the book. And the 7-day self-care challenge, I will reach it once I do either of these. So next week, once I, work really hard to try to do sleep, that will take care of that one. So as far as my goals, I think I'm doing pretty good. My kids' goals is a different situation. Hopefully the last week, because the last week of this month, they're off for a break. So hopefully the blood work can get done for both of them. As far as, so I'm doing like a little update while I'm also showing you all. So as far as like just what I put down for events, if I highlight it, that means that I actually have done it. And as you can see, that is done. And I just have some upcoming ones still. So that is good. I did not do what I'm grateful for today. And I'm grateful for the fact that I have a job to do taxes with. So I was a little discouraged. I don't know if you all have been feeling the same way, but I was a little discouraged with my taxes this year because I made more than I did last year, much more. And it showed in taxes. And sometimes it's frustrating because I feel like you can work so hard. You can do everything that they told you to do, as far as the American dream and just being successful, like going to school, getting a degree, doing what you need to do. And it's still a struggle. It's still a struggle, especially now with inflation and just a lot of things. But I've been trying to make sure that I stay as grateful as I can with everything. And when I do my finance video, I will talk a little bit about that too, because I have a huge problem with using my savings. Even though that is the reason why you use it, I just, it's there for if you need it, but I have a difficult time using it. So I am just grateful that I have a job to do taxes with. I could be in a situation where I don't have a job at all and I'm not able to do taxes. So that is something that I'm grateful for. And hopefully it can be a reminder for you all to just, even in situations that's not the best, like thinking of one thing that you're grateful for out of it. My mood today, it's like, meh. I'm just right there in that middle. I will add those up. This week I have to wait today I have to wait until the end. I'll have to add tomorrow's when I do it. Yesterday's when I do it today, because it's on my phone and I'm using my phone to film. But I highlighted where I did good at. So typically my step goal is 8,000. It used to be like 10,000 when I worked at the hospital, but now I work here and I just do not walk as much. So my goal is 8,000. Out of 14 days, I've hit it twice, which is not the best, but it was some days that I at least got to 7,000. One day, 7,904. As far as like my exercise minutes, I would prefer to get at least 15. And if you have an Apple Watch, then you can set it and like how many minutes, and just it'll clock just your movement throughout the day. Then of course, if you do like a workout that you set the watch for, then it'll add that in. So like one day I had 19 minutes, one day 14 minutes, and one day 9 minutes. Anything over, I would say like 8 minutes is good to me. So that's why I highlighted those. My sleep obviously has not been the best. It's only been 3 days out of 15 days that I've gotten pretty good sleep. 2 days was 6 hours. One day was like 6 hours and 5 minutes. One day 6 hours and 25 minutes. And one day 5 hours and 30 minutes. I highlighted 5 hours and 30 minutes because that is my target. I know some of you all are cringing right now because it's like, you should be getting more sleep than that. The way my life is set up between my work hours and just being a special needs mom, it is not that much. As you can see, some days, one day it was 3 hours and 30 minutes, 3 hours and 45 minutes. So anytime I'm at least getting 5 hours, actually that's good. But my goal is to push for 5 hours and 30 minutes. So I'm really curious as to see how this is going to work. Mainly because when I get home from work, it's about 10:30, 10:45, depending on if something went over and I had to stay later. It's hard for me to come right home and go right to sleep. So I just don't get it. And then I have to get up by like 6:20 to start getting ready for school. Some people would say, oh yeah, go back to sleep once you get them to school because you don't have to be to work until 12. However, it's difficult because I still have to like eat. And that's when I try to get a few things in, whether it's sweeping or doing a little organizing or putting some stuff up from yesterday. That is when I typically would do if I need to go to the mailbox or make some calls to set up appointments. That is the time that I have to do it, and it's a short window. So I can't really sleep those times either. So, you know, I'm just working with what I've been dealt now. And calories, I like to count the calories that I've burned only because I know how much I take in. And it shows it on my watch, so I thought, why not? As far as the first week goes for my goals, prayer was good for my kids. However, over here is, you know, prayer was good. Devotionals was good last week. I actually had one day of one day where I did one thing of self-care that's horrible. No days I'm really lacking in sign language, self-care, relaxation techniques, and my hair treatments I didn't do, or I didn't take any CBD or THC. They typically help me sleep, and they also help with pain. So I mean, I wasn't sleeping, so it's not like this should probably have some marks on it if I want to get some sleep. As far as this week with it, let's see. I did prayer this morning. I typically do prayer with the kids at night. Devotional, I did. No sign language. No self-care. We said family time. I did. Oh gosh, I need to get on reading. I really need to get on reading. And last night I did the THC. Tonight I'll probably do it again, so I'll mark that. If you all are interested in what I use as far as CBD and THC, let me know, because that was definitely a game changer for me with pain and sleep. Definitely a game changer in versus to everything else I've used. So I logged my food for last week. Let's get into this week. So this week, and I like to look at this because it lets me see. So for lunch, cereal. Dinner is going to be Buffalo Wild Wings, and fries. Breakfast was Denny's. Now, I didn't buy this, so if you all have ever tried the strawberry stuffed French toast from Denny's, oh my goodness, it is so good. Oh my goodness. Try it if you have not. It is so good. I'm not sure if I'll eat a snack or not, so I'm gonna leave that open. But just to do like what I like to do is a quick glance. It's not so much, obviously, I don't want to spend money on outside food, but I also don't want to eat bad when I eat outside food. So when you look, this was the only day I did pretty good, was the Monday, because I had oatmeal, toast, which is multigrain, 1 egg. For lunch, I had a Pop-Tart and chips. Chips probably wasn't the best. And then for dinner, I had chicken that was grilled and rice. And the rice that I had was plant-based. It was like a plant-based pineapple blend. So that was like the best day. After that, I didn't do so much. After that, I ate out this day because I bought lunch out that day. Bought out that day. Bought out last night. Buying out again today. And these were what I actually bought myself. So it's bad both ways. The food wasn't so bad because it was chicken wrap and it was grilled chicken. The rest of these, yeah, I could have did better. So that's kind of what I like to see when I look at just my logging of food for the week. I look at what actually works, you know, and what am I eating? What am I putting in my body? Grocery shopping will be done tomorrow. I'll be ordering some groceries. So that's going to be done tomorrow. And then let's just swing by this week. This week I struggled. I'll be honest with you all. I struggled. Because I had so much on my mind. And that's why the note, what you'll see noted here, is take time for yourself when needed. You can't give from an empty place. So I did that. I washed my hair. Goodwill. The weekly videos, that's what I'm doing now. I still need to choose like my clothes. Some of this stuff I still need to do. The nails I'm doing tonight. So if I look back at quickly what I did, it wasn't bad. I still have not completed February's budget, which is an issue for me. So other than that, you see the check marks. I pretty much did much of what I set out to do. Some things I will try to like pick back up on tomorrow. I thought I was going to wash my hair tomorrow and I end up doing it today. So that is checked off. And then at the end of the week, I will do like a recap, like a weekly recap of overall how I felt like I did. Now and see, the thing is, none of this was really nothing that was on my to-do list, that was on my weekly task, which is questionable. And this is why I think this is good, because I should be doing off of what is on my weekly task. So as far as like the weekly forecast goes, this is why I like the weekly forecast, because I'm able to just see a lot more. What else did I pay? I paid something else. I just can't think of it. Well, yeah, that's what we have for there. And I'm going to do a video, a very quick video of just my budget planning and weekly expenses for the first week to show you all. So you'll see that if you tune into that video. And I know not everybody is into finances, so it's great if you check it out. If not, I definitely understand. But I look at my finance videos that I'll be doing as part of planning too, because I plan for that, because I plan in my regular planner for meals and everything. So if I'm planning for meals and I'm planning for different things like bills and stuff like that, like if I'm planning for all of that, then that is what goes into ultimately my budget plan. So like what I spent on, I forgot to log that now that I'm thinking about it. I had a massage on Friday. And see, this is why I think I need to carry a teeny tiny notebook in my purse. And sometimes I don't always carry a purse, but I did a massage tip. So it's hard to sometimes remember everything, but that's the reason why I just want to show you all. I feel like finances is so important, especially for most goals that we reach. But this is a planner that I got. I know this is a long video, but this is a planner that I got from Christmas. I got this as a gift from Christmas, and I really didn't know what to do with it. When I started it, I didn't know. And it's like a Christian one because the scripture's on every page. And I started out doing it. I had even started to do like a working layout. And what I did with this, when I had this in mind, was this operating more as like a weekly forecast than anything else, a weekly forecast kind of thing. It did not work out that way. As you can see, I haven't used it until I got the idea to use it as like a weekly snapshot. I did put in things like this because I feel like this is a good quick way that I could add in what I want to do for the month. And I did slightly use the calendar. This will always be just pen to paper, not anything decorative. Now this is where I thought was a good idea to use it. So this will hopefully increase my creativity, but this is what I'm planning to use it for: a weekly snapshot of what has happened in my life for the week. Not anything extensive, literally just that, like, what did you do this week? And as you can see, Monday, I put a sticker. Every day is a fresh start. I love the beginning of months, and I also like the beginning of the weeks, because no matter how bad I did the previous week or how unproductive I was, I look at Monday, because I'm a Monday star, I look at Monday as like a way to really start and change things. So I look at each week as a chance to be more intentional and productive. I'm not always good at it, but I never stop. And as long as I don't stop, I'll have a chance. Tuesday was a very emotional day for me. At my main job, I had to do an active rescue, and that was hard. It was scary. It was one of those things that I knew eventually it was probably going to happen, but hoping it never did. And it did. I have a supportive team. They were so helpful. It was not the best situation, but I did it, and I was happy, that I got through it. I think the main thing about when you do the kind of work that I do is processing afterwards, making sure you're processing what you're feeling, what happened, and addressing any concerns or feelings, emotions, anything that is left behind after what's happening. This day I just added because I got the barbecue chicken pizza from there on Wednesday. I had these pizza stickers that I have not used in I don't know how long. I left early. I got a chance to leave early today because I stayed much later on the active rescue day. The active rescue came right at the end of my shift. So a lot of documentation and things of that sort. So I got myself some comfort food, which is not all the time the best. Thursday, I went into work. It was extra hours then. I did put here, I need to find a healthy balance of working and being on top of my finances. So I need to be more on top of my finances, but also find like that healthy balance with picking up extra hours, what I'm actually using the extra money for, and balancing life, family life as well. Friday was an awesome day. It was my day off. I paid some bills. I had a massage that day, and I felt like I was just overall productive. I got a lot did. Saturday, which is today, I finalized my taxes, and I put, don't forget to think of a routine for my kids and my morning as well. Next week, I'll probably be making a dental appointment. I've been trying to do that for weeks and weeks and weeks. I need to make that a total priority, buckle down and do it. So this is what I'm using it for. I'm excited because it just gives me, it's almost like, I guess you can think of this as like memory keeping. And I think if this works out and I continue with it, I think this is going to be good for just to keep, like a keepsake to have, like, okay, what was you doing on this date? Like, what was going on? So I think that's what I will most likely do. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's so lengthy. Thanks so much for listening. If you stayed the whole, I doubt if you stayed the whole time. You probably fast forwarded some because this was lengthy. But yeah, this planner is pretty cool with the scriptures and stuff. Leave me any questions or comments that you might have, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.